And how is it going, everyone? Welcome to Gran Turismo 3. And well, today is potentially what could be the final stream because it's the time that I want to do the Formula GT Championship, which is apparently the last thing this game has to offer in the professional league here. So I will assume it's the last thing. It's right here, so we will see how it goes. Apparently you race against Formula cars. I should be able to compete against them, but we will see. And how is it going, Kyle? Well, if I cannot compete in my current state, I can always pop on the turbo. You have to be shitting me. It's 30 laps. Well, in the demonstration here, you're already seeing that these things are way too fast for me. I will have to install the turbo. But yeah, no, in change parts. But the lap, that's insane. That's actually insane. I don't know how to react to that. That's kind of a low blow. Yeah, they are done. I mean, these are pretty much endurances. And they are multiple Formula cars. And 90 laps was the shortest one in Gran Turismo 4. Was it? Oh wait, hold up. The problem is that here this car is simply not enough, the LMP, which I guess it is to be expected, but I mean, you're driving against Formula cars, but damn, does that mean that I need a Formula car for this? A little bit crazy, because isn't the only way to get a Formula car to get the to get lucky in an endurance? And Formula 0.5, yeah, I might be. Well, that's a problem, but wait a second. How do you get a Formula car in this game? That's a little bit of an issue. Was not expecting this turn of events at all. Do you know how I am supposed to I'm supposed to get one of these? Because I will assume these are not sold. Well, I could check, but I don't see why they will be sold, right? Damn, that's quite a shock, without a doubt. I mean, I don't even know what brand they are. I will assume they wouldn't just appear here. I mean, if we're talking about, I don't know, popular brands, will be something like Mercedes-Benz. But yeah, no, you don't have that. And I will assume that none of these have it either. Polyphony Digital Cup can drop one and the Endurance one too. Polyphony Digital Cup. This one. Wait a second. When you say endurance, you mean every endurance, or you mean specifically the endurance that I did? Like, what are we talking about here? Like, all of them, or this one? But man, it's a chance on top of it. I mean, if that's the case, it's possible that you never get a Formula car and you simply cannot compete on this. Is that what I'm understanding here? That's what I'm understanding. Damn. That's rough. Alright. Hold up. I wanna try this again. We know that one you did can drop a formula. I'm not sure if others get also the same gacha pool. But wait, I get another question. Is rewards the only way to get it? Like, is it impossible to purchase this thing? Like, what brand of cars are they even? Because, I mean, when it comes to formula, you have a lot of stuff. You have, like, Lotus, you have, you know, Ferrari, like McLaren, have a lot. I don't know which ones are supposed to be, because these are all different brands as well, you know? Well, one thing I could hope for, especially considering these are all very long races, is that they pit, but that's definitely not the kind of shit that you want to go for in something like this. I could get Bennett. There is one guaranteed one, but you will not like it. I mean, look, whether I like it or not is, you know, it doesn't matter. I just want to know. I will assume that it's probably winning all the events from a specific league, right? Like winning all the professional events or something like that. I mean, if the Suzuki Escudo is the reward for winning all rally, beat all endurances, that's even worse. So actually, I don't know if that's worse. You know that I don't know what will take longer, if all endurances or all professional championships. Actually, that's a hard thing to know. That's some rough shit. Yeah, I'm not sure about that. That seems like a problem. So, I take it there is no way to buy anything then. I take it that it's impossible to just purchase one of these. You have to either gamble or do all endurances. Is that how it is? Damn. That's very rough. We should grind the shortest endurance. But wait, that's another thing I need a guarantee. I mean, it's fine if you don't find it, but can that happen in all endurances or only the roadster one? Because I'm not gonna do the roadster one again. Well, not to mention that even if I do it again, it doesn't really matter because I'm not gonna get another reward. But like, my question is, I think it's very important here because if I do an endurance and the result is oops, there is not even a formula in the pool of rewards. That's some messed up shit, you know? Damn. That's actually pretty devilish. Actually very fucked up, I gotta say. Well, I guess in that you have a few options for the 94. Wait, when you say the 94, I'm assuming you're talking about one of these models, right? Well, yeah, I don't mind knowing the options. I mean, anything adds to knowledge, you know? Anything is useful. Anything except what I'm doing right now. So I still want to see this guy's pit. Because if they pit in lap 10, for example, I already know for a fact this won't be doable with the Le Mans prototype, which is obvious, but I just need a confirmation. I'm about to have it. Professional Dream, Polyphony, Formula GT, Super Speedway, Grand Valley, Tokyo Route, Trial Mountain. Alright, so those are all caps that can drop that thing. The saves come before the last lap, and you are good. No, like, that's using save states. I'm not gonna use save states. Like, I don't mind saves coming with memory. Oh, unless you mean before the final race. Because that's something you can do in championships. Ah, fuck me. How the hell did I lose control there? Doesn't make any sense. I could do a tournament, a championship, whatever. But yeah, I could say before the... Though I don't really know how that works either. Actually, I could use this one as a test, now that I think about it. Hold up. I could abandon this race, I mean, get back to the championship and do that. You know? Like, on the second race, if I save and I get out, the problem is that getting out here will imply resetting the console. Not really, because you cannot exit a tournament without abandoning it. Though honestly, here's the thing. If these things are gonna be this long, I really don't see any reason to do them anyways. Because assuming I get a Formula car, having 30 laps per race, I'm not doing that. Like, that's something I cannot even do in a single stream, which is already bad enough, but even doing it in multiple streams, that's at least 3 streams, easily. One single championship of 10 laps per race took me a whole stream. So a championship of 3 times that's gonna be 3 races. And I keep losing control, that's crazy, dude. Just wanna keep going to see how long these guys take to pit. Not like at this point it matters, because even if they pit I cannot reach them. Also, there is one of them that is clearly faster than the rest, I just realized. Right, one of them pits in, but only the second one. I guess they more or less do it in... yeah. Using the bedrock tires. It doesn't really look like it. Damn, that's absolutely bad shit crazy, dude. Well, I guess in that case, I'll give it a try to like one of the events, but I don't think it's a good idea. Because even if 5 saves come on the final race of one of the championships, I mean, that in itself is fucked up too. Alright, so this guy's pit in at most every 9 laps. I mean, there's nothing I can do with that information, because that's pretty much the amount of time I have to wait to pit in too, so... not gonna make any difference for the Le Mans prototype. But this is the fastest car in the game, ignoring Formula cars, so there is absolutely nothing to be done here. Like, aside from getting a Formula car, this is impossible. You could be an absolute prodigy in this game and it will still not be enough. Like, you need a Formula car no matter what. Well, that's an interesting thing to learn, I guess. Very, very nice. Very, very cool. Just when I think the game couldn't get worse, it does stuff like that. It's... Alright, maybe we can do the polyphony one. I should change the name of the stream, well, the title of the stream, because otherwise I will be doing clickbait, of course. This is polyphony digital, well, yeah, championship. It's a championship. I think that instead of having the Formula 1 as the last one, I'm gonna have this one as the last one. I mean, it seems important enough. Dream Car is one that already happened on Amateur. This one, I don't know how many laps there's gonna be though, that's another thing. Oh, you need a normal car. Well, I mean, I could pop my little guy here. Well, do I have anything else? Like, aside from... Because all of these count as racing cars. Actually, this one might not count as a racing car. But at that point, it makes no difference. Might as well use the Esprit, you know? I mean, why would I use anything else? Painted as a normal car. I mean, that's pretty much what racing cars in this game are. They are... well... with exceptions. The Le Mans prototype will never be a normal car no matter how you paint it. Yeah, that's the only... Wait, this is not a normal... Wait, is this considered a racing car? Really? I thought this was a sports car. No, I think I understand. When you say normal, it's the same as with the endurance one. As in... without modification. Wait, but if that's the case, if I get rid of the turbo on the LMP, shouldn't that be considered normal? Well, unfortunately with the game, the way this game works, if you're gonna do that, you have to do it in a race, because that's just how it fucking works. I could do it on this thing. Completes the string. I don't know why the game doesn't let you change shit normally. But yeah, maybe that's... I don't know, I'm assuming that's what counts as normal car. Right? Surely. Wait, don't you have a little bit too much HP? Did you have that much HP normally? Do you have anything rare here? Oh, that's the thing. Here, all this thing that is installed by default is stuff that you cannot change, but it's theoretically not normal. Like, by normal it means without modifications, but without modifications even if you can avoid them. I think that's what it means. So this still is not considered normal. Well, that's interesting. I'm assuming a rally car would also not be considered normal, right? Wait, hold up, here. Oh, wait. No, this is the wrong one. This is Dream Car, my bad, sorry. It's the one that matters is this one. Yeah, no, it's not normal, so... Hold up, if I put preview... Can I even put preview? Oh, you can. So what cars are even competing here? What can I see? But that's pretty funny, I gotta say. How fast are these guys going, by the way? The real question is how many laps each race is gonna be, and that's something that you cannot know until you enter. Like, if these are 10 laps per race on these things, I'm not gonna do that. Maybe we have to do the Dream Car Tournament after all. See, at this point it will basically be trial and error to see what counts as normal. I have a lot of rewards here that I never modified, so... Well, the rally car I'm assuming is not normal by default. What about this roof, for example? This one is not a racing car, right? This one is a commercial car. Yeah, like you have to be Max Crush to afford a car like that. That's still normal. So we don't know if it has any modifier that might not make it normal. Yeah, this is normal. Alright, well, we're using this roof, I guess. But again, this depends on how many laps you're gonna make me do. I'm assuming it's 10, though. Like any other event. It's 20... Dude. 20 laps? Laps. Well, I can beat all these morons without effort, that's for sure, but 20 laps and 10 races? I don't know if I'm gonna do that. Also, how is it going, Wasabi? Oh, you play Cruising Blast in the arcade? I'm surprised you found an arcade with that game. Wasn't expecting that to exist. I mean, I knew that the arcade version existed, I just was not expecting it to still be around in this year. I guess it is. I guess this is not gonna be that free, but... Yeah, that's the thing, 20 laps. I feel like the smartest thing I can do right now is see exactly what the dream car thingy is. Because if it's 10 laps, I wouldn't mind doing that one, but this one will be absolute shit. Doing 20 laps with a car like this that is not even ready to race, and that it's slow, like there is no way, and it's obviously gonna understeer like crazy because it has simulation tires. But you cannot equip any other type of tire. Or maybe you can. Actually, I don't remember that. Maybe you can. But that's irrelevant. These are still gonna be extremely slow. Especially for 20 fucking laps. Alright. I'm gonna try that Dream Car Tournament. And then I don't know what I'm gonna do. Then I have no clue what I'm gonna do. Actually, I might as well just change the title to Championship. You know, Championship exclamation mark. I have no clue what I'm gonna do today. Because all of these options are terrible. Well, I could even do an endurance. How is it going, Sunshine? Yeah, I'm doing fine. I mean, except for the game, but... It's fine. Alright, hold up. Well, on this one, I could use this, right? So, I'm gonna obliterate everyone if I use this, right? Like, I don't see myself having competition here. And the first one is already the test course. Man, you're really making me want to do Alt F4 right now. Like, it's like you're doing your best game to make me do Alt F4. You start with the test course. And it's 15 laps. Well, the opponents are weak. Like, these opponents are gonna get demolished by this thing. Yeah, 20 laps is stupid. Well, this one is 15 instead. But man, already opening up with the test course, you're absolutely out of your mind. Alright. What else did you say? Super Speedway 150, Grand Valley, Tokyo Route, Trial Mountain. Okay. That honestly sounds more appealing. I mean, it sounds like shit still, but if these are my alternatives... So, Super Speedway is gonna suck though, because I mean the Super Speedway is an oval. Even if it's not like test course, it still sucks. I mean, wait, does that even exist? Oh, this one, yeah. Then you say the Tokyo one? Grand Valley and Trial Mountain. So Grand Valley is this one and Trial Mountain is this one. A 2-hour endurance. Well, I'm not a fan of Trial Mountain. I'm also not the... Actually, I gotta do the Tokyo one. The Tokyo one seems like the least cancerous. Problem is, I'm gonna obliterate everyone. Because I also assume that my opponents are gonna be absolute cheaters in comparison. How many laps are we talking? I mean, this is an endurance. It's 100 laps. Problem is that this is gonna be boring as shit. Not because of the length, but because there is no challenge. Like, I can murder these guys with... Like, I could also use another car. But... Actually, how will my Lotus Esprit do this? Because I will be proud of winning that with that car. Let's see how that one does. Because if I do the LMP, it's gonna be more boring than, you know... I don't find murder very boring. Well, you might have issues then. But yeah, it's fine. Don't worry about it. But yeah, no, the problem here is how much time per lap is this gonna be? How much are we talking? Oh, this guy is also obliterating these guys without trouble. But I guess it's gonna be worse in corners. I mean, this car in corners is not good. That's for sure, so... Even if I'm gonna get an advantage in straights, these guys are probably constantly gonna be in my ass. I could also use one of the cars that I got awarded. Maybe that will be... Actually, okay. Sorry that I'm repeating this a lot, but... I feel like the best way to do this is to pick a car like this one, and I have a one or two like that I got as a reward, so... Because I wanna be entertained at least, you know? These are all rally cars, so not those. So for example, this touring car, Caribra, right? It's an Opel one. So this one should be in that same category, theoretically. So let's do that. I don't know what... I'm assuming it's medium tires like it normally is. For this thing. Correct, medium tires. Okay, well, let's see how it goes like this. I never say how I did find it. But I mean, usually when you say how something is, and that something is subjective. Usually it means that's your opinion. Usually. You know? Usually. So how is this thing gonna behave here? And maybe this one is also very slow. Like, gotta find a middle ground on this. This one might actually be pretty slow. I think theoretically these are two different categories, right? This is a touring car and the other ones are GT3, right? Or something like that. This one is struggling a little bit. Though I think I should realize this thing doesn't even have a turbo. Like, look at the side of the tachometer. This has no turbo. Like, is this somehow a car with no turbo? It's a little bit weird. If that's the case, I'm also not in the same category as these guys here. I'm slightly not. I just want to know how much a lap is so I can start calculating. Keep in mind that the first lap was rolling start, so it should be the same on the next ones. It's gonna be almost 2 minutes per lap. That's bad. It's gonna be 140 minutes, isn't it? That's like 2 hours and 20 minutes. Well, that's doable for the stream, I guess. But what might not be doable is this car. Like, this car might be the one that is an issue. I mean, it's not like it's falling behind that much, but we'll probably look for a better alternative than this one, because I have multiple of these. I guess it also depends on the pitting strategy, which will also be useful to know. Because, I mean, if this can make the race exciting, I don't mind. Because if the pitting strategy is better than their pitting strategy, doesn't matter how slow I go, I'll still win. Just that at least it will make it nicer, you know? I am losing a lot of time with this, guys. I have a feeling that this might be an exaggeration. I probably want something that is closer, and this one doesn't seem that close, all things considered. Like, at all. I will have to pick another one. Because this one, in a couple laps, is not that big of a deal, but in 10 laps, it is a big deal. Alright, what else do I have? Show me by... Yeah, this one actually doesn't have a turbo somehow. FTO race car. Alright, well, this one is supposedly of that type, and it's turbo, so yeah, we can do this one. Alright, hopefully this time final switch and we can actually lock in this endurance. But this will be pretty much 2 hours and a half, which will be perfect to end the stream. But yeah, I'll tell you right now, this is the last thing I'm gonna do in this game. I'll tell you right now, just so there is no doubt, that this thing is the last. So this car also seems faster than the rest. I guess it's fine. How much faster are we talking here? Maybe not that much faster. I didn't check the tires, but I'm assuming that all of these racing cars use like the same medium tires probably. Right, this seems like a comfortable speed for this. Like, it's not obliterating these guys. Or maybe it is. Maybe it is obliterating them. So it's impossible to find a balance option here, is it? I mean, that Toyota is following closely, but this thing seems to be faster in straights. I guess next thing to see now is the pitting, how it's gonna be. Yeah. Well, I picked the Tokyo Endurance. Mostly because the other options, basically the Dream Car Tournament starts with the test course. So that already pissed me off. But then, even ignoring that, the Polyphony Digital thing is something that requires a normal car, which I have, and I can win without a doubt. But the problem is, it's 20 laps per race on slow cars, you know? Didn't they allow you the orange CA you were using? For this endurance, yeah. Just that I don't want to bore myself to death, you know? That's the thing. Yes, I could pick the Le Mans prototype, but like this will be a snooze fest. At least like this, having rivals, it keeps it interesting. Also, how is it going, Edgar? Yeah, I have Argentinian accent. I mean, I live here all my life, you know. Yeah, I do. Yeah, 100 laps. How are you doing, Yannick? Did you see the Blue Archive Steam release? Actually, which version of that are you even playing? Are you still using the old one? Smashing the green car pits at more laps than you and you end up second? Well, that's a possibility. I still haven't seen when this guy pit. So depending on that, will make things spicy. Okay. No, I think I should. I mean, you can already see. You can already see these guys are starting to fall behind. Like, the thing is that... wait, I'm waiting for Steam release. Wait, what do you mean you're waiting? Isn't it out already? I thought it was already out, or did they choose 24th of June? Or maybe they should... Oh, what the hell? That's an assassination attempt right there. Well, 24th of June... I probably got confused because they just added the Steam page. But yeah, it's possible. And you know that speaking of Steam releases, there was something I wanted to ask Yami yesterday, but he wasn't there. Are you there now, Yami? Because I wanted to ask you about the new Shadowverse game, since I know you're a Shadowverse player. I wanted to know if you tried it. It's there for wish listing. Basically to gauge interest, right? You know how people can play those auto battler kind of games? Well, I mean, it's not much difference than doing a tower defense, right? Like it's not that different. Also a Shadowverse player, but casual scum and terrible at combos. But I mean, the Shadowverse games that release on Steam is actually new. I'm assuming that everyone will also be new when they play that, so you can hop in, I guess, right? Wouldn't be a bad idea. Or maybe it will be a bad idea. I mean, that's why I wanted to ask Yami about it. I wanted to know. It didn't go well. I mean, I saw a lot of negative reviews, but the negative reviews seem to be because it's very unfriendly for free-to-play players. But you know, well, that, and it also seems that you need a good computer to run it. You know, a card game needing a good computer to run it is a little bit ironic, I would say. Hey, why not? Why not? Indeed. So this guy gains distance here. But he always overtakes on the same spot. It's because I do that relatively badly. So I don't like my tire consumption right now. My left front tire is doing badly. And in a couple laps I will need to pit, but if these guys also don't pit, I'm in trouble. Okay, because it will clearly not be enough. A multiplied card cost 5 times, can liquefy cards unless you have 3 copies. Yeah, I saw that. Yeah, and something about cards being kind of like looking like they are defuminated, or well, I don't know what the word is, but it looks like they are, like you have problems in the eye when you look at them. I hear a lot of PC games are poorly optimized. Yeah. That's because developers are very bad at doing optimization, so they don't even bother doing optimization. So you end up having games that look worse than games released a long time ago, but they are somehow, like, they require even more shit to be run. But yeah. Very, very interesting, but it is the way it works. It's basically Whale Central the game. Nice. So how is it going, Lance? Yes, this is an emulator. This is indeed an emulator. This guy still doesn't pit. Well, I'm in trouble. Because my left tire cannot withstand too much here. Like, that's the real problem. It's not this guy's being close to me. That's whatever. But if this guy's pit later than me, I have no chance of winning. Yeah, the green car is being aggressive. To grind my tires. I mean, by doing that, he's grinding his own tires too, so I don't know if it's the best idea. This is indeed a problem. Because if this guy doesn't pit, I will actually have to restart this. There is no other way. I will have to restart this to switch tires. I probably either pick medium slick or slick. So the problem of doing that is that the handling is gonna be a lot shittier too. It's kind of like a pick your poison scenario. So are you pitting now? No, this guy is not pitting. This guy doesn't know the concept of pitting. Well, that's a problem. Because my left tire now is not gonna work well. Clearly. So it feels like they are suffering from that too, because they are not braking well. Green car is playing GTA. Well, I think he's still playing a GT game. Just added another letter at the end. Okay, no problem. Crazy how good console games are optimized. Yeah, I mean, that's usually because if they aren't, they don't run. So they have to be optimized. It's necessary to optimize them. Here, they just rely on people having powerful PCs, which, you know, it's not a very good idea because you split your player base a lot. They don't seem to care. So, are you gonna pit in or not? Okay, he's finally pitting in, so it's every 8 laps, huh? Promise the other guy's not pitting in. That is an actual problem. Though it depends. Is it a problem? If we do 8... Yeah, it is a problem. I mean, a race as long as this one, it's definitely a problem. Because that essentially means that 8 and 9. If you multiply that, no, yeah, that will be a disaster. That's not good. I think that I have to simply redo this. I do want to see where the other guys stop, though. Is one of your favorite cars? Nice. Who is it going, Christian? I mean, optimization in general is not doing well. Just the way it is. Here I should retry this because it doesn't matter what happens here. Even if everyone's like stops on the next lap, like this is not gonna be enough at the end of the day. Hey man, that guy doesn't even stop, the one that is in first place. What tires are you even using? Using tires made out of, I don't know, diamond. Like, nobody's pitting, aside from the ones that already pit. So this won't be possible. I mean, at this point I'm just waiting to see when they pit. but they are taking their sweet ass time to do that. I don't quite understand. I mean, if they pit at lap 10, how the fuck will I know what tires I need to make them stand, you know, make them resist that long? Very hot outside. I mean, you're in summer after all. Makes sense. Yeah, here it's the opposite. Here it's very cold. If these guys don't pit on this lap, I will probably have to go for slick tires. Like, not even medium slick is gonna be enough. Like, probably will need to do the most inane shit. Okay, they are not pitting. Alright. I will have to go for slick tires. There is no other alternative. If they are not pitting in more than 10 laps, there is absolutely no way to do this without slick tires. But what tires? I mean, I'm assuming I have medium, right? Is that the thing? Yeah, I do have medium, so it has to be slick. Like, there is no other way. I mean, I could go for super slick, but these are gonna drive like absolute shit. Right? I'm not sure, honestly. Problem is that it's gonna be so expensive to try this. But I mean, expensive in time, not in credits. I could try super. Drive super soft. That's an amazing idea. Wanna know a cool secret with this car? Sure. And super slick tires feels like such a bad idea, it's crazy. It will be a challenge in itself, but... Super slick tires, huh? Well, you will see the difference between this type of tires in real time. Okay, we're going to Understeering City. You can drive it in rally races. But I think that you can drive anything in rally races as long as you have dirt tires, right? Like, I think the only condition is that you have dirt tires, and I think that you can equip that to any car, right? The understeering here hurts my soul. But it's the only way, I guess. Seems like everyone that doesn't pit in immediately is driving with this shit. But as much as I don't like this, it's gotta be like this. I don't remember if the Toyota pit in last time or not. Wow, that guy is spinning. Ooh, and that corner is very hard to do. Not every car, only a handful of race cars can have dirt tires. Oh, I see. I didn't know. The one I used was the Peugeot. Well, you saw it. You were there. This is what I love about the third game. Yeah, I don't mind using, like, in races like this, and well, in the rally races as well, what I usually enjoy is having cars that can compete well against my opponents, you know. And by compete well, I mean the fact that not knowing who is gonna win and having to fully rely on driving well instead of overpowering them. Because you can essentially use the Suzuki Escudo in the rally races and you will easily humiliate everyone. But yeah, doing that will be very boring, which is exactly the reason why here, even though I could easily use the LMP car, I don't do it because I don't want this to be a snooze fest. If I were to use the LMP car, I'm easily gonna wash every single one of these competitors. They are not gonna have any chance to beat me. It's essentially 100 laps of nothing. 100 laps of me driving in solitaire. In solitude. So yeah, because of that I want to make it as challenging as possible, but also, you know, like beatable. Because yeah, I could drive like I don't know, a Miata in this. You're not winning this with a Miata. But that's the reason why I feel like this car is probably the best option. Well, this or any of my opponent's cars as well, because they are in the same category pretty much. Obviously you're gonna take longer because the laps are not gonna be as fast. A Miata or no balls. But I already did an endurance with the Miata, so I guess that counts. Well, about the Polyphony Digital Cup or the Formula Cup, I will regret to inform you that you can keep waiting, because I'm not gonna do that. The Polyphony Cup, the fact that it's 20 laps per race and the Formula being 30 laps, I'm sorry, but it doesn't make me wanna do it. Like, I simply don't want to. The only reason why I'm doing this endurance here is because it apparently has a chance of dropping a formula, and the fact that, well, that's pretty much the only reason. But it's that, and the fact that I will have switched to another game. But since I say I will play this, I'll play this. But yeah. They were the most exciting and challenging. I don't know about that. I mean, the Formula 1 maybe. The Polyphony Digital, I have a Porsche that smokes the competition away. So, I'm not so sure about that. The Polyphony one seemed free. Just long. Like, I have a Porsche that didn't really struggle at all, and I think that you're allowed to change the tires. So the thing that it struggled the most is that the simulation tires are bad. If I were to use better tires, that wouldn't be a problem. So it's one of those things. But yeah, the Formula 1, I wanted to do it. In fact, that was my original idea for today. Problem is that I don't have any Formula car. And not having any Formula car means that you are not gonna win that. So, yeah. I do what I can, but I need that one. And until I can get one of those, there's not much I can do. You can change the tires. Yeah, I know. But that's what I say. Using that Porsche that I mentioned, or well, if you want to be more specific, it's roof. But it's essentially a Porsche. So using that car and giving it decent tires makes that cup absolutely free. Because my opponents were way slower than me. So I don't see that as an interesting thing to do. Unless they are able to survive with the tires for a lot of laps, and that the challenge is actually, you know, a whole thing about pitting in and shit. I don't see it as a good idea, honestly. Like, use the shower edge shade 220. Yeah, I mean, you can use a lot of cars and the competition is not that fierce, so at that point it's basically just like doing an endurance. Like, it's the fact that you're gonna take a long time, but it's not that it's gonna be hard to do, you know. The Pagani Sonda. Yeah, that's another good idea. But like, I don't wanna do something like that simply because it's an extremely long championship. Like, we're talking about 20 laps per race. Like, I cannot even do that in a single stream. That's the main problem. Brothers and I like collecting the formulas for their cool colors. I can see that being a nice objective. But yeah, considering that I stream for 3 hours, the fact that a championship like that will take longer than a single stream, I don't think that those are acceptable terms, basically. I think that that's a little bit too much for me, you know? But that's the reason why I'm not a fan of the idea of doing that championship. The same way I'm not a fan of doing the Formula Championship, but that one at least seems more balanced. The problem is, as I said, for that one I need a Formula car. And Formula cars are random. Unless you beat every endurance, I mean, this is what I've been told. Unless you beat every endurance where you are guaranteed to get a Formula car as a reward, you need to play endurances like this one or stuff like the Polyphony Cup or the Dream Cup and get lucky at the end. That's the problem. Like, that's something that I feel that is the real issue here. If I get lucky, that's great, but if I don't get lucky, yeah, that's a problem, you know? That is indeed a problem. But yeah, I'm a little bit disappointed. It's everything that I was about to do, gonna end up not doing it. Well, everything. I was only gonna do the Formula Championship, but yeah, now that I've seen that, I think that it's a bad idea. But yeah, it is what it is. But now I have to think of what to stream after this, though. I have a couple games in mind. You know that I was thinking of retaking Sonic and playing Shadow the Hedgehog. But you know that that game is a lot edgier than I remember. Like, that game, I knew I remember it was edgy, but I tested it the other day and it's a lot edgier than I remember. Like, it's actually... it cranks the edge to the maximum. Like, as much as it can. Let the bodies hit the floor. You know, that sort of stuff. Just happy you experienced my favorite car. It's the option I had. The other option was an Opel that didn't seem like it was too powerful, so... Okay, the NSX is going in, but the one that is staying on the track is the Toyota. So that Toyota is gonna end up being my opponent here. Well, at least my tires for now are doing very well. Though I guess ideally, to have this guy as the rival, I would like to bid on the same lap he bids. I don't know when that is. The other favorite dream car is the Tommy Kiara. No, Kaira, okay. What I don't like about those cars... Actually, maybe I'm confusing them with a different type, but... Like, there are some cars that are, for example, the Skyline, but they are considered not Nissan, you know? Which is a little bit weird. McLaren F1. Wait, does this game even have McLaren? I think this game doesn't have McLaren, right? At least I don't remember seeing it. I mean, maybe I'm wrong, but I simply do not remember seeing the McLaren brand. I mean, I will assume that at this point I will have already run into a McLaren, but I have not. I have not run into one. McLaren came in the 4th game, but it was a BMW. I think that... Well, one thing that Gran Turismo 4 also added are a lot more Le Mans prototypes. Because this game is a little bit starved of that. Yeah, the Skyline tuned by Nismo and mine, yeah, those. I don't like the fact that they are not even considered Nissan by the game, so... It's like you cannot really use it in any of the exclusive competitions because they don't even count for some reason. You know? Well, for some reason, yeah. Because the manufacturer is not exactly Nissan, but it is what it is. I don't mind. I mean, it's not like I use it anyway, so... Would have been worse. Also another game is that I checked another game that I would want to play that is Wipeout, the PS3 Wipeouts, but apparently they don't run very well on emulator. Yes, ideally I want to finish with the Wipeout series, but I think I will have to wait until the compatibility is better. Yeah, they cannot compete in the specific events that ask for specific cars. Like if there is a Skyline competition, that guy is not invited basically. Which is a little bit lame. It's fine. I mean, I didn't even want to compete in those anyways. Well, because when I see how much time you're gonna be spending in this game if you want to be a completionist, it's just like, no thank you. The Toyota is still not pitting in, by the way. I feel like he will do it at any time now, but I'm getting still a little bit scared here, because even though my tires are far from needing to be changed, like, this is looking scary. It's actually looking scary. There is no doubt that he will need to stop before me, right? I wanna believe that. I don't know. Anything can happen. Okay. I'm assuming that if you win this and you don't get awarded a Formula car, the other options are probably gonna be some of these cars that I'm racing against, right? Something like that. So, I mean, it would be nice if the reward was between multiple Formula cars, but I don't think that's how it works. So, probably look it up. I mean, it's not that important. I feel like regardless of the outcome, this will still be my last event. Because honestly, assuming I get a Formula car and then I need to do 30 laps per race in that championship, that sounds so insanely unappealing that it's crazy. That sounds like extremely unappealing. You know? Like, I'm not a fan of that at all. So who is the guy at third place? Because he's approaching very fast too. Is one of the guys that pits in? Is he already this close? Will be a little bit scary. There's only 2 cars that pit. That's the scary part about this. The Toyota is still not pitting. So it really feels these guys are using diamond tires. There aren't many other ways to explain this sort of behavior. I mean, they could be using the same tires I'm using, but it's still crazy to say the least. Because until I have a guarantee to to know exactly when they pit. This is still up in the air. The Formula is one of the 4 reward cars. That's more or less what I already knew. The question is, what are the other 3 cars? I mean, out of curiosity, like, it's not really important to know that. I'm just curious. Get the save scam ready? No. I'm not gonna save scam. That's not gonna happen. That will not happen. I mean, that will not happen simply because, as I said, regardless of the result, I'm still probably not gonna do anything. Oh, and those guys are pitting in, by the way. So the Toyota pits in on lap 14. The only one behind me is a guy... well, the guy that already probably needs to pit in on the next one. Good gacha luck. Nah, it's whatever. Like, I simply don't care that much. The others are a Toyota GT1 road car, Mazda RX-7 race car, and Seawest Raso Silvia. I'm not sure what that last one is. Is that even a racing car? That doesn't sound like a racing car. Okay, I'm not sure. I mean, I guess I could pit stop here to make it... Nah. I'm gonna pit stop at 20. Problem is that this is gonna be so fucking boring because these guys have no chance of winning no matter what they do. Like, these guys won't win. And that's something that I already know now when I'm not even 1/5 of the race over. This is gonna be so absurdly free. Even though I tried to make it not free. But it doesn't seem to matter. It's a GT300 Silvia race car. Oh. So I'm assuming it's similar to this type of cars in this race then. Well, in that case, the best one outside of the formula will be the GT1, of course, but I think regardless, I don't think the reward itself is important. I mean, it's an excuse to at least, I mean this endurance, it's an excuse to at least, you know, play this and not switch game. But yeah, it's still a little bit messed up. Well, it's fine, don't worry about it. Could be worse. I don't know. Still thinking of what to stream next. Well, I mean, tomorrow I could do like, I mean, a shoot 'em up or something like that. Something inconsequential. So hold up, I just realized something. I just realized how long this is gonna take. This is gonna take... That's crazy. This is gonna take almost 3 hours. This is essentially gonna be close to being a 4-hour stream again, dude. Damn. That's fucked up, I gotta say. That's very fucked up. Goddamn. Well, do 2 more for a 10-hour stream. It sounds like a lovely idea. Indeed. Man. I gotta say, I'm too stiff, but it was nice stopping by. Alright, have a good one, Christian, and thanks for hanging out. But yeah, just expect me to probably not touch this game again. Just to not create any expectations. Expect this to be the last stream I touch this game. I mean, that was my original plan regardless. Like, even if I somehow was able to beat the Formula Championship, it was the last thing I was planning on doing. But I guess instead of that, it will be this. But yeah, probably just gonna play something completely unrelated next stream. 2.59 hours. 2.59 hours, yeah, but that's the problem. I started this half an hour ago, which means that overall will be 4 hours, pretty much. I mean the stream, not the race. I guess I just cannot stop taking L's, right? Is that how it is? I just cannot stop. Oh well. As the youngsters will say, this was a very L stream. Without a doubt. Very, very L stream. Correct. That's messed up. That's very messed up. This is indeed an L stream. Just gotta take L's today. Hey, look at this on the right side. We take L's today to take W's tomorrow, right? That's the idea. But that's the problem. I still don't know what to stream tomorrow. It's W if you get first. Yeah, but there is no if here. I obviously will get first. And that's what pisses me off so much, you know? Like, the result is so obvious that this race has no tension. It's like I already know what's gonna happen. The only thing is that I need to survive until it happens, but it's pretty obvious what the result is gonna be, you know? Like, this will be a victory. No matter what happens, I will win this. But yeah. I wish it wasn't that clear. I wish there was more of a challenge, you know? But basically, we're gonna stop every 20 laps on pits. Maybe the oil will go bad. I mean, it's possible the oil goes bad, but that's not gonna be a significant hit. I mean, see, for example, this guy here is gonna overtake me, but he's gonna pit stop at least twice before I pit stop again. So all this advantage that he's getting is purely anecdotal, because it's not gonna be useful at all. They also could have waited to pit at lap 25 now that I think about it. I feel like that would have been stretching it too much. It probably will at the 80 lap. And maybe sooner even. I don't see that being a problem. It's not gonna be a big game changer. This is the type of race that it's mostly won by outpitting the other guys rather than actually being faster than them, you know? Like, I don't know how many laps this guy is away of beating, but I don't need to worry about reaching him. There's absolutely no need. Eventually he will choose pit. I guess at least it gives the illusion that this might be close. I mean, to anyone that doesn't know that these guys need to pit, in fact he'll choose pit. And the guy behind me also pits every like 7 laps, so... Well, probably he's gonna pit in one of the next ones too. But yeah. It's alright. I mean, at least it's not as extremely free as it would have been with the LMP. That's the good thing. At least it won't reach that amount of freedom. You can see having the second place right behind you as something at least. It makes you look like you're actually racing. Well, that's cool, you know? Makes you feel like you're actually in a race. I guess I cannot complain too much. This guy either has to pit here or on lap 24. And then he will pit again later. That's crazy considering that I'm gonna pit on lap 40. I clearly have the pit advantage. Are you pitting? No, not yet, so probably lap 24. So, you know, another game that I've been thinking of playing is Legend of Zelda Link's Awakening. I don't know if I wanna play a Game Boy Color game, in all honesty. But I have no clue. I mean, I didn't really have a clue even before I started playing this game. I knew this game will take me a while and will keep me occupied for quite a bit. I didn't really need to think of anything for a long time, but yeah, I don't know. This is too easy, reset and do it with the Treno. I mean, it would be nice if there was the racing version of the Treno. Because that used to be a racing car. In fact, I don't know why it's not a thing in the game. With how much the developers did suck the Treno, they could at least put the version that was there when it used to be competitive. I don't know if it's there in following Gran Turismo games. It's not in this one, that's for sure. Like that corner is so messed up too. It's whatever. Any ideas on what game to play next though? Any good ideas? 'Cause I don't. Well, I mean, the ideas are the ones I present. I don't know what ideas you might have. I definitely don't want to play a racing game anytime soon after this. That's for sure. I think that I'm good with them for now. There's also the fact that I didn't beat Elden Ring, you know? Like, I have yet to beat that game, but I really don't feel like going back and trying to beat it. Like, it feels like such an insane pain in the ass, you know? It feels like I wouldn't enjoy it. But yeah. You know that ironically, one of the plans that I had, which was playing Shadow the Hedgehog. Shadow the Hedgehog has the same problem as this game, ironically. It's extremely long and repetitive. But it's long because it's repetitive. It's the exact same problem this game has. And the reason why it's not a good game. But yeah, that's the idea. Like, I wouldn't mind sitting through that. So at least I know, like, there are no surprises in that game. I know what to expect. "90 lap races and 10 races each turn." Yeah. Sounds like a great idea. But yeah, no. I will have to think about it. What I wanna play. Will be tough. Something has to appear. And there is that one game that I've been saying that I wanted to play for quite some time, but I never decided, which is Fate Extra. But I feel like Fate Extra is ironically also gonna have the same problem as this game. It's gonna be probably extremely repetitive and long. I just don't know what to go with. Yeah, play Blue Archive. It almost feels like playing a gacha will be an improvement. But yeah, no, that's never an improvement. Never ever. But yeah, I just don't know. I'm a little bit lost. A little bit. I've been thinking, I mean, this will only be something for one stream, but playing Tetris the Grandmaster 3 and trying to beat the Master Mode. Doing that will be hard. I'm pretty sure it's doable for me. That will be a choice. Is the grinding gacha is shorter than 100 laps? Yeah, I mean, it depends. Because, I mean, it depends what you consider a grind. Because some people consider doing the story a grind. And that's certainly longer than this race. Especially for games like Genshin Impact. If you just mean grinding resources, well, it's probably faster, but certainly a lot more boring than this somehow. But yeah, I don't know. I guess I'm driving so slowly with the super slick tires that it seems that I will always have a second place behind me, no matter what. Hey, that's a good thing. There's something is there to always watch out for, you know. First area was 143 hours grind to see the girls bathing. You could just play Neptunia for that. You don't need to play that much. You need to wait that long. The truth is that I just have no clue what to stream tomorrow. And ironically, I probably won't have a clue until like the final 10 minutes before the stream. That's what sucks about deciding for a game. Usually always leave it for the very last because I simply cannot decide, you know. It just sucks. The NSX is fitting in. So he does it every 14 laps? If it's on lap 28, it's either that or every 7 laps. Just that if it's every 7 laps, he shouldn't be that close, right? There is no way he should be that close. I don't know. Well, it's fine. I don't know. I think that the two candidates I have are those two I mentioned, like Link's Awakening and Shadow the Hedgehog. One of those two games, maybe not tomorrow, but like the next long playthrough is probably gonna be one of those. And I have no idea which one, if he even is one of those. I just don't know. Why not come back to fun games? Nah. I don't think that's a good idea. Fun games are games that I should play in summer when I cannot stand using headphones. I don't need to worry about listening to whatever is playing in there. Especially if we're talking about needle games. You know what, there are still 2 needle games that I haven't finished yet. And one of them I definitely don't need headphones. So I probably will also buy in-ear headphones because it will essentially be impossible to play anything in summer with the ones I'm using right now. Like it will be just so annoying. So that's something I have to solve before summer approaches. But yeah, I don't know. You know, fun games are what I like to call summer games. 3. No, when it comes to needle games, there's 2, because the other one is... Oh no, you're right, Shampoo Refrenter, I was forgetting about that one. You're right that it's 3. And 4, if you consider a non-needle game, which is I Wanna Kill the Witch. So in total 4 fun games that I have yet to finish. So how is it going, Juanse? Just here going around in... not actual circles, but almost. Kinda circles. Fun games, as I say, I think I'd rather leave those for summer. But not just for that, but also... not just because of the headphones, but also because right now my computer could operate at full power because it's winter, so it's not gonna get strained by heat. And even if I'm no longer using the FX and overheating is not really gonna be an issue, I still think that it's better to not ask for too much of the computer when it's summer, you know? The fun games are summer games, so maybe in like 5 months I'm gonna play them again, but until then I don't really plan to. Especially now without the effects, because regardless of if it's summer or not, the effects also struggle with... well, in fact, with the effects I couldn't play this game. It might sound silly, but the effects was not good enough to run this game. So, yeah. Those sort of things made me play fun games more, because there was no way that a fun game will not be able to run on the effects. Obviously there could be poorly optimized ones with places where the frame rate goes to shit because of how badly optimized it is. But for the most part, fun games run well on anything. So, yeah. That's the reason why I think that leaving them for summer is the best thing I can do. That being said, I also been thinking about the Kirby games. You know that I left the Kirby games at the Return to Dreamland. I could try playing the next one. That I don't know now which one it is exactly, but I could play whatever comes after that. But yeah. I could also play Mario Sunshine, now that I think about it. You returned to Dreamland, then immediately left again. Yeah. Exactly. But at that point it's because any of the next games were not gonna run well on the FX. Because I'm pretty sure that after Return to Dreamland, the next game is either a 3DS game or a Wii U game, I think. I'm not sure exactly what it is, but it's something that my FX will not be able to run at all. So that's why I had to stop, you know? Well, that, and because I already dedicated an insane amount of time to Kirby at that point. You know what I think about it? Mario Sunshine is not another bad idea. I was also thinking how playing Star Fox. Is that Star Fox? I feel like the little that I played it long ago, I didn't like it that much. I didn't like it enough to actually play it for a while, you know. John Kirby will visit you at 3 AM and give you his thanks. I don't know if that's a good or a bad idea. Probably a bad one. I don't know. I honestly am thinking. Like, while I'm driving this, I'm not even paying attention to the game. Like, I'm just thinking of what to stream. Like, I'm going by absolute inertia right here. Like, I'm just doing these corners out of pure memory, I guess. Not really paying attention to what I'm doing. Only the minimum necessary. Yeah, I don't know. I think that regardless of my decision, I feel like nowadays I have... Remember that a long time ago I said that I don't like doing long playthroughs, like they just don't sit well with me. I feel like nowadays long playthroughs are very convenient simply because I don't need to think of what game to play for a while. So I think that's exactly why I don't mind playing the games that I mentioned. All the games that are gonna be not just a single stream, but they are gonna be multiple streams, right? Well, and this one also is included in that. So yeah, I have a feeling that it has to be something like that. I also should say what will be the future of this game, because if I manage to somehow get the Formula car as a reward here, which is very unlikely but it's possible, if I get a Formula car, I think at some point I will try the Formula Championship. But if I don't get it, you can essentially say goodbye to this game. And the only time I will plan on revisiting it is to play the arcade mode. The same way I did with 1 and 2, that after I beat both simulation modes, I play the arcade mode. Unfortunately, the simulation mode of this game fucking sucks. Easily the worst simulation mode in the series, by a very, very long shot. It's insane how many things it does wrong. It's like they are almost done wrong on purpose. Obviously, I have no idea how the arcade mode is. Maybe the arcade mode is trash too. Since I haven't played it, I won't judge. You have the 75% odds. Yeah, and that's a good thing. Saying goodbye to this game forever is a pretty good thing. I think that, look, no matter the result, it's a victory. If I get the Formula car, it's because I got lucky on a rare car that could also open up the opportunity of playing that tournament. And if I don't get it, it's because I can kiss this game goodbye. So yeah, it's a win-win situation. I mean, you kind of have to look at it that way. That's also how you kind of have to view life. You have to you have to cope well. Knowing how to cope is a very useful skill, you know. I recommend it. Yeah. Basically, it's a win-win situation, bro. Don't worry about it. We win no matter what. In fact, I already won. There doesn't need to be any roll. We already won this. We are victorious. You know what, there is also the Nintendo DS Castlevania collection. It's on sale on Steam. The problem is that I wanted the sale to be better than that. But that's another amazing idea. Assuming I buy it now, playing all the DS Castlevania games, that will keep me occupied for a while, and that will be very good. But I feel like I still want the price to be lower, because I'm pretty sure it can be lower than that, you know. If you don't have to do the style of glyphs, you are good. Yeah, I'm pretty sure you have the option to not do that. Like, they are games that are not just thrown out like nothing. In fact, that's the thing about the Castlevania collections. They are all very, very well done in that regard. Those are so ass. Had to kill Abaddon like 10 times to get the glyph right. Yeah, I don't know how it is in the collections. Like, maybe they should scrap the concept altogether. I don't know. I'm not sure how it works. But I do know that there is something done to it. But you don't have to suffer through whatever you had to suffer in the original release, you know? Hey, don't worry, we're fine. We are 100% fine. All of these are ideas. Like, they are still not plans. I guess you can call them plans too. They are not something set in motion. Then what? What fin shit? I don't know what that is. I'm very tempted to increase the volume of the game. Just to hear the... I mean, I could do it on myself. Like, to increase the volume of OBS, to make this song super loud. And I'm not gonna do that. Oh, the Abaddon boss? Yeah, I don't know. I mean, you gotta understand, I never saw those games. Well, I never played them, obviously, but I never played them or saw them, so I know nothing about them. They will be actual blind playthroughs, well, like I usually do. That's the reason why it will be so nice. 3 games that I never played before of a series I like. I still don't know if I wanna buy that collection yet. As I say, I think that it can definitely go for cheaper. It's already quite cheap as it is. It can definitely go lower. Did you have any restarts? I mean, I restarted at the very beginning, like the first time, because this car by default has medium tires, and using medium tires in this race makes it impossible to win, at least with a car like this. So technically I did restart the first time that I went to like 10 laps. But after that one, no, I haven't restarted. But I mean, regardless of anything, this victory is guaranteed. There is absolutely no way I'm gonna lose this. These guys just cannot win, no matter how much they try. And no matter how much I nerf myself. I just wanna keep reminding that I will be using a way faster car than this. And I'm not doing it simply because I don't want this to be even more boring than it already is. At least here you kinda have the illusion that you can lose at any time, since the second place is in the same lap as you are. That's not gonna happen. There's absolutely no way to lose this race. I will have to lose on purpose to lose. At least by doing it like this, it's less boring. Not to mention that the car is also very hard to drive without a doubt, because it's using super slick tires, and those are very hard to use. The power cuts off. Well, that will be another thing that will get rid of this game even more easily than not getting the Formula car. Well, not only that, but it will be faster as well. Because that's the thing. If it was another game, or if it was another event like the first endurance I did, maybe I would care about the power cutting off in an endurance like this. But right now I simply don't give a shit about what happens. Emulator crashes. I mean, the odds of that happening are very low. It could happen. I mean, I guess it's always a possibility, but it's very unlikely that's gonna happen. Even if that happened, like, I cannot care about this endurance enough. You know? It's just something that I don't have any shits to give. For better or for worse, you know? Another game I could play is Sekiro. Play the new game plus of Sekiro. Though the problem is that Yami always actually no, I think he answered that question at that point. I think that Sekiro New Game Plus only makes it slightly harder or something like that. I wouldn't mind playing it. Just that it's been literally almost 7 years since last time I played it. So, well, it's closer to 6, but that's still a very long time. Wish the Sekiro devs made another Tenchu. You know that Tenchu is a series I never played. I kinda saw more or less how it's played, and it looks like a cool game, but I don't know if I could get into it. I was never a big fan of stealth. A lot of times I try to go for stealth in games that have optional stealth, but I usually always fail. Well, in Tenchu I think stealth is also optional, but you will have a harder time if you don't go for stealth. So That's kinda the issue. Nice overtake, actually. That's a very good overtake. Another game that I've been playing these days is Mike Tyson's Punch-Out on the NES, but I think that streaming that game will be a bad idea. That's the type of game that, unless you have a save state before each fight, playing through it is an absolute slog. So you have to redo so many fights if you fail. And failing is very easy. But it's something that I don't think it's gonna be a good thing to stream until I get good enough, and I don't know if that's gonna happen, so instead that will just remain there. And the fact that we are not even halfway done is a little bit demoralizing, I will say. No, very demoralizing. Not just a little bit. Oh well. It is what it is. We already knew it was gonna be this long. There's not much you can do. But then... You know, a way that doing this race would have been more challenging? By playing with manual transmission. That would have been an absolute shitfest. I think it would have been pretty funny. I mean, in this game, automatic transmission pretty much switches gear as soon as it touches the red line. But the hard part is not upshifting, the hard part is downshifting. That's what I always struggle with. Like, if upshifting was my only worry, it wouldn't be that big of a deal. But when you also have to worry about downshifting, because downshifting is no... I feel like it's not obvious at all. Not to mention that you have to do it when you are braking, but it looks like it takes away my focus from the brake itself. So it's a little bit annoying. I think this might be a PB. I think I did this lap very well. The PB is 37. But it was close enough to be a PB. It felt like that lap every corner I just did it well. That's nice when that happens. It is one of the interesting things about Gran Turismo 4. Like, you could do this endurance in A-Spec, which means that you are essentially spectating the race. Just that Gran Turismo 4 has literal 24-hour endurances, and the fastest that you can fast forward those races is 4 times, which means that instead of being a 24-hour race, it's a 6-hour race. But that's still a lot, you know. I don't know what they were thinking with that. Yeah, I don't think it's a good idea at all. I guess at least that's a cool thing that this game has, that the endurances, I don't think a single one of them goes over 3 hours, and maybe if they do, it's not like that high above 3 hours. It's still there. That being said, I'm obviously not gonna do them all. Then that's crazy that doing them all guarantees you a Formula car. That's so messed up. So wait, what car are you guaranteed if you beat all of the professional events? I mean, to win all of the professional events, you will have to have a Formula car, because otherwise you are not beating the Formula Championship. There is no way. I actually wonder which one it is, because it will either have to be another Formula car, or I don't know, like you unlock Sonic the Hedgehog. I mean, yeah, you cannot go faster than that, right? Well, if someone could look that up, I would appreciate it, because that seems like an interesting thing that I'm also not gonna do, so it will just be nice to see the logic of the reward. What the hell was that? It seems that the calculations were correct. It's gonna be a near 3-hour race. Because at the end of the lap that's gonna start now will be the halfway point of the race. And that's essentially around like 84 minutes, something like that. And 84 times 2 is 168, and 168 is well, it's 2 hours and 48 minutes, right? Well, not precisely 3 hours, but still pretty close. Pretty messed up altogether. Now, after seeing more pit stops, you can realize how these guys are not even close to winning. Before in the first like 20 or 30 laps, you could see these guys being closer simply because they haven't pit stopped that often, but when you can see this amount of pit stops, you start realizing that they simply don't have any chance of winning. Like, no chance at all. At the beginning it almost looked like it was gonna be close, but I mean, it's pretty simple. If you pit stop less times than your competition, unless your car is like 3 times weaker, you're gonna win. Also, my oil, look at that. Yes, Kyle's calculation were wrong. He said around the 80 lap the oil will malfunction, but no. It's a lot sooner, basically halfway through the race. So is that gonna affect me a lot? I probably don't think so. So I will expect... Well, that's another thing. The laps are probably gonna be slower, so... The fact that we're halfway through the race is very relative, because this could slow me down significantly. Or not. Did you use this car in other races? Well, yeah, in this one. But I only did 10 laps. So assuming that I used it from scratch, this will have happened on the 60th lap. So yeah, it will be different than now, but it will basically still be too early, I feel. See, I did 10 laps and then I stopped when I saw how they weren't pitting in. I should stop there. Now, about changing oil. Something that I don't know, but in real life, will the pit crew change oil on a pit stop? Or is that impossible? Maybe it will take too much time. As I mean, I'm not a car expert, so I don't know exactly what changing oil encompasses, you know, and what exactly it is. I don't know if it's something that a pit stop will be able to do. What I'm more or less noticing is that my car is steering a lot less. Well, not a lot, but some corners it's struggling to get them a lot. It seems like it will add seconds to every lap, which definitely is gonna mean that it's gonna take even longer than anticipated. I mean, it's also hard to tell because these laps that I'm doing are bad. So if I actually did them well, maybe it wouldn't be happening, but I mean, that's part of the analysis. Am I doing them badly because of the oil or simply because I'm fucking up? You know? An important distinction. Also, since they are probably gone by now, I wonder about that guy that told me to speak Spanish. Am I being recommended to like Spanish-speaking viewers? I mean, the stream is specifically marked as English. Is it because of my location? If you are located in a specific place, you gotta be recommended to people that are nearby you. So that's very, very big outside of Twitch, of YouTube to do. If you are from South America, you're gonna be recommended to other South Americans. That's very fucked up. And that's essentially doing segregation. Online segregation. Because it seems that a lot of people that came to chat, a lot of them seem like they had Spanish names, and they were obviously Spanish speaking. But yeah, the only, well, not the only, but I think that a very sound theory is the fact that I'm simply being recommended to people that speak Spanish. But as I say, my stream is marked as English. Like, the language of the stream is English. But yeah, I don't know. You really have to be a specific type of asshole to come to a stream for the first time and start demanding something. Whatever that something is, obviously, but like, that's not a very good first impression. Speak Spanish, bro. No, I don't want to. I could, but I'm not gonna. I don't feel like it. But it's not the first time that it happens. But I think that differently than from Twitch, the people that YouTube recommend you to is a mystery. Usually Twitch recommends you to people that are interested in the game you're playing, and well, here it can also be the case. But YouTube, I don't know. I don't know what the logic for that is. I mean, if they are recommending it to people that exclusively speak Spanish, you are doing it wrong. You are doing it very wrong. Because you're just completely ignoring the language value of the stream, you know? Whatever. Those cases, the best thing you can do is ignoring. There's also the fact that the YouTube pool of users is very different than the Twitch pool of users. They are a very different type of viewer. YouTube users are a lot more casual, which tends to mean that they will also casually say a lot more shit that is mostly understood that it's not a good idea to be said than it will be on Twitch. That's also because the amount of people that use YouTube is way more than the amount of people that use Twitch, so it makes sense. I don't go especially slow on that chicane. Simply not gonna do it properly. Oh, there was a slight disconnection, I think. Or was there? Well, not like there's much to miss here, you know. It's the same, it's the exact same track every time. Not like the connection cutting off slightly make any difference. It say that for a little bit, but only it said it only on YouTube, I think. It didn't say it on OBS, so that's a little bit weird. Well, it's whatever. Probably not that important. It will be the second time so far that the connection cut for a couple seconds on YouTube. Because the issue with that is that differently from Twitch, where it usually tends to wait until it recovers, on YouTube it simply cuts whatever part it couldn't receive. Like it didn't exist. Like King Crimson came and just erased that. So that's not a problem for games like this. I guess it's a problem for games like shoot 'em ups if it cuts something in the middle of the run. I mean, that's something that on Twitch it didn't happen that often. Well, not lately. But when it happened before, it was usually because the internet was acting up. But I don't think internet will be the problem right now. I'm not sure how to interpret it. Well, that was a pretty fast lap. Like I lost a lot of time, but I guess not. Oh, look at who we have here. We have the Toyota here. I mean, we're gonna pit in one lap, so we're not gonna see him for a while, but wasn't expecting to be almost about to lap this car. I'm pretty sure that before the end of the race, we are most likely gonna lap him. Before the end of the race, that definitely seems like it will be the case. I wonder if I'm gonna lap everyone or not. Hard to tell. one more lap and I'm gonna pit in. So there's that. I wonder if I can lap him before pitting in. Yeah, I probably will. And simply because I'm gonna overtake him here. Oh, actually, maybe not. Because maintaining the lead is a different story. Oh, actually, my previous one was the PB. I mean, I'm assuming it was the PB because of slipstream. I don't think it was a special lap at all, so it was probably because this guy was in front of me or something. Oh, what the hell? Huh? Wait, what's going on? Am I stuck? I was stuck there, damn, that was so weird. Seems like I got stuck to the wall. I got scared for a little because it seems like, I don't know, like it was gonna say something like engine failure or something. I actually got stuck to the wall. Damn. Can't believe I found a bug in this game. That's crazy. I was not aware that was a thing. I actually got stuck to the wall. It is the way it is. I mean, I guess it's something useful to know. Oh. Okay, Magneto messing my shit up. Yeah, that was very weird. Like, I thought it was gonna make the car stop to zero and legitimately say something like engine failure. Probably because the oil was going bad or something, but no. I mean, when that happened, you could see that both the ASM and the TCS were also constantly being triggered, so it's like the car was in a constant state of drift. It was very awkward, that's for sure. Very, very awkward. Hey, don't worry, it's over now. I mean, it could happen again. It was here, in this corner. Maybe it's kinda like it got above that. Or something, I don't know. Also, I was gonna, well, I did ask Kael, do you know what happens if you win every single professional event? As you say that if you win, nice. If you win every endurance event, the reward is the Formula car. But what if you win every professional event? Do you get another Formula car? Do you even get anything? I mean, it would have to be the grandmother of all rewards, you know? Not to mention that it wouldn't be a random reward, since every reward of that style is static, it's always the same one. So curious what car you get for finishing all the beginner and the amateur ones. Mostly just to see what cars the game thinks are the best one. You see, obviously both the Suzuki Scudo in the rallies and the Formula car for the endurance. It's like, yeah, those cars are definitely two top cars. But what about the other leagues? That's my question. Formula 666, then I believe you get a demon. But then again, if you did all of the professional events, you have to be kind of a demon, you know? Yeah, I think it makes sense. I'm not. What I know is that I'm not gonna find out on my own. That's for sure. I couldn't imagine the amount of time that it will take to beat every event in this game. I feel like it will easily surpass 100 hours. But the question is, surpassing it by how much? I feel like it might go even to 200. I mean, it's honestly hard to tell because there are so many long-ass events. It will just be very hard to tell. That's also another thing I'm not gonna find out on my own, that's for sure. There's absolutely no way. Mr. NSX is fitting in. I'm surprised that the second place is actually still being disputed. And we still don't know if the green or the purple car are gonna be the second place. What we do know is that the Toyota cannot be the second place anymore. Which I'm surprised, it really looked like the other car was gonna triumph at the end, but I guess no. But it means that, well, aren't both the green and the purple cars NSX, like both of them? I mean, if that's the case, it will be a battle of the NSX. But no, I think the green one is another type of car. Not sure which one, but the purple one is an NSX 100% though. I guess that will be the real battle here. Replay save complete? What? Excuse me? What do you mean replay save complete? You're scaring me. Replay save complete? Why did you save the replay? I didn't tell you to. That you run out of space, we are partitioning it. I mean, it makes sense. I mean, though then again, who the fuck will watch the replay of this endurance? Doing the endurance is already something that, like only a lunatic like me would do. But you have to be a real nutcase to watch the replay of an endurance. It's like, what are you even doing? It's fine. Everyone is free to do what they want with their free time. Don't worry about it. I hate hitting those corners like that. We are in lap 66. Be careful. We'll be summoning the devil here. It needs one more seat. 2 is not enough. 2 is okay. I guess one thing that would have made this more interesting will be completely disabling the ASM and the TCS, but how will a car like this react to that? Because these cars in real life have that. In real life these cars 100% have traction control. It's not even like you will be driving a more realistic version of the car, you will just be driving something that nobody drives. The good thing is that we are 2/3 into the race. It's looking more hopeful, slightly. It's still quite a lot. But even if I did a full spin here, nobody will reach me anyway, so I could afford multiple donuts. I could choose donut like crazy. I will still not get rich. That was a very bad calculation too. They didn't even say how many kilometers this thing was gonna be. Because usually these events tell you that it's an event about going a certain amount of distance. So I'm assuming this won't say that too. I just don't remember what it say though. Also, are you still there, Yannick? Wanted to ask you how you were doing with Japanese. Is everything going smooth? Doing grammar? Grammar. One of the hardest things about grammar, and what a lot of people that are not native struggle with, is the difference between the wa and the ga particle. Like, apparently that's something that unless you're a native, yeah, you essentially have to memorize for each situation. Because even though there is a logic, a lot of times it's like that logic gets thrown out of the window, you know? And they are pretty much the two most basic particles, so it's not like we are talking about a rare case, something that shows up often. I want to say I understand those, but I might be coping. It's okay, don't worry, dude. It's a common thing. It's a common struggle. Well, that was a PV, nice. Don't be too harsh on wanting to, you know, to get it 100%, because it seems that it's something that not many people do. Aside from that, one of the things that Japanese has is that it has conjugation, verb conjugations. Not an insane amount like our languages have, but definitely more than English, though I guess you can say that about any language. I mean, that's the reason why English is so... One of the main reasons to contribute to English being so easy is the absolute lack of verb conjugation. Like, it's very, very small. Yeah, Japanese has quite a bit. Not to mention that a lot of times you also have like a polite and an impolite way of saying it, you know. But yeah, it's fine. I still think that it's not as disastrous as the Spanish. You know the difference between dake, chica, and bakari? I don't even know what those things mean, so... I'm afraid that to know the difference I will need to mean what they mean. I know that those are probably end particles. But yeah, I don't even know what they mean in the first place, so the difference even less. And you gotta understand that essentially when it comes to grammar, I barely studied anything about it. Like, I only know the very basics, but like the very entry level basics, and maybe not even that, honestly. Then you remember our, well, yes, I know that English pronunciation is shit, but the thing is that using English is easy, especially when it comes to written stuff. Yes, pronouncing it is a piece of shit, but at least you don't have to memorize that many rules outside of pronunciation, obviously. I will say that all in all, they do a good job. You never say that, so it's okay. I don't know, I will say that those are very common words, you know? All of these are very common. Well, or I don't think that one is that common. But the other ones are common. I don't know why you repeated hour 3 times. Yeah. You know, the English has many issues with the pronunciation. A lot of them. I mean, if English didn't have problems with the pronunciation, it will be the best language in the world. But that's the only thing holding it back. If it had proper pronunciation, it will easily be the best language in the world. And every other language will be worthless, pretty much. The pronunciation holds it back so much. It's such a shame. Country? I don't know, I feel like I pronounce that well, right? But a lot of times it's hard. Like I pronounce a word and an English native is like, okay, you're an ESL. Like an English native can instantly know you're an ESL. Well, I mean, for Spanish I can also instantly notice when someone is an ESL. Unless they are extremely good. Well, no, sorry, not an ESL. In that case it will be, well, yeah, an ESL if S stands for, no, SSL will be, not ESL. The joke is that it's pronounced country. I don't think it's pronounced like that. Right? Then again, I'm no one to ask about those things. I wouldn't know. But no. I'm just saying that identifying people whose first language is not Spanish is very easy. But that's because it's very hard to speak Spanish with 100% proficiency. With English it's a little bit different because there are so many ESLs out there that at some point even the people in countries where English is spoken natively, like you still have people that wouldn't really speak like a native. So in that regard, English has been a lot more stained in general. So even though, like for example, someone from the UK can easily tell that you are not native from there, depending on how you speak English. But I think in the USA it's not that easy considering the insane amount of different accents there are. I guess if you're, for example, in like the typical flyover state, that they will notice very easily, but if you're in a place like, I don't know, New York or California, I don't know if it will be that easy to tell if someone is a native or not. In my case, I wonder if everyone that is a native, an English native, if they could immediately notice that I'm not a native. I feel like that is probably the case, right? But I don't know. Like, I'm not sure how many English natives the first time that they came to the stream are like, this guy is an ESL. This guy is 100% an ESL. Because a lot of people ask me about accent. So if they ask me about accent, they already know I'm ESL. But I wonder how many. Like, what's the percentage? If it's 100%, if it's 90%, or maybe if it's a 50%. It's hard to tell because not everyone that comes here basically lets you know that you are an ESL. There are, as I say, a couple of cases where the first message some people leave is, what accent, like, where is that accent from, right? So already pretty much, you know, acknowledging that I'm an ESL. And there's also, you know, that something that I've been asked a lot of times is if I'm Indian. I guess I look Indian, probably. I mean, most likely. I think that a lot of people from the India probably look pretty similar to a lot of Latin American people. And I'm no exception to that. So, yeah. I guess being Indian is probably the first thought of a lot of people here. Are you Dalsim? That would be nice. Being able to stretch my limbs. Like, imagine being able to stretch your dick to the infinite. That would be pretty fun. Yeah. Where from the conurbano are you from? I don't know. I mean, I don't really mind any of that. I'm just curious. Because I'm curious about how low quality my English is. Because obviously a lot of people can be like, yeah, your English is fine. As in, I understand what you're saying, sure. But the question is, how natural does it sound? Because that's a completely different question. You could understand what I say 100%, that doesn't mean that it sounds natural, you know? So yeah, I wonder. Yeah, very, very hard to tell. Like, in this type of cases, the only way you could know is by doing a poll. Well, YouTube allows you to do polls, it's just that I can be asked. You gain 300 attack and defense for each light sword monster. What? What game are you talking about here? Yu-Gi-Oh? Hearthstone? Shadowverse? Maybe Magic the Gathering? I don't know. I will assume that since you're talking... No, actually, if you're talking about hundreds of attack and defense, that has to be Yu-Gi-Oh, right? Because Hearthstone has way lower values, and so does Shadowverse. You say you were curious? Oh, so is Curious a Yu-Gi-Oh card? Man, how do you expect me to get those references? I never play Yu-Gi-Oh! And I might have watched a couple of episodes of Yu-Gi-Oh! Shieds, but I never enough to know exactly what the fuck is going on. Oh, come on, bro. You think I will recognize that? Yeah, dab on the not Yu-Gi-Oh! Player. And a lot of times I feel tempted to play card games until I remember that you have to think to play them. Then I immediately remember that it's a bad idea. In Shop it was called Curious. So it was a bad localization. Nice. That's a funny one. Find a brain-dead deck. Yeah, but at that point I will just play Street Fighter, you know? Because I feel like the appeal of card games is precisely to think. Like, if you want to do something brain dead, I think there are better games to do that than card games, you know? What does Endymion do? I don't know. I don't know what that does. I have no clue. Everything? So I'm assuming that's an OP card or something like that, right? I don't know. I don't think I'm cut for games where you have to think. The same way that I tried to get into chess at some point and it was simply not enough. Like, the amount of thinking that game requires is a lot. And if you play chess online, as expected, any platform is time limited, right? Of course, you can also play infinite time matches, but for the most part, everyone plays time matches. I mean, not everyone has a lot of time to waste, and it's expected. I mean, the same time that you waste is time that your opponent could waste, and you don't want that. Hey, I'm not good at thinking fast. I guess you can say that I'm good at thinking fast when it comes to reactions, but I don't count that as thinking. Like, when I play a shoot 'em up, that's like pure muscle memory, not actual reasoning, you know? Should be the last time I pitch in for the race at the end of this lap. It's a Yu-Gi-Oh card with a ridiculously long effect, almost 200 word. A 200 word essay, nice. The text is basically plankton at that point. Because in order to fit the card, you will have to do the text very small, as expected. It happens. It just happens. I think that outside of Street Fighter 6, I don't think I can get into any competitive game. Oh, I forgot to. Who cares? I actually forgot to bid. I mean, it doesn't matter because my tires are more than fine anyways. I completely forgot. It completely skipped my mind. A race lost? I will be fucked up. Nah, we're fine. I mean, in fact, I'm pretty sure that with the current state of my tires, I could probably not pit until lap 90 and I will be fine. In fact, pitting every 20 laps with these tires is an exaggeration. I could probably do it between 25, and that will make me pit stop only 4 times, so it will be the most optimal way. It's just that in a race like this where I'm absolutely guaranteed to win, I don't need to be optimal. Like I could pit stop between 15 laps and I will still very easily win, you know. It's one of those things that it's a fixed game. Nothing more, nothing less. I wonder which one in the minimap is the second place. I think it's legitimately the guy that is on the main straight and now is heading to the first corner. I think that's the second place. Hey, don't worry, I remember now. Oh yeah, this is the very last pit stop. After this is full sailing into the end of the race. And into the end of the game as well, because fuck this game. But you know, I already told you, the only hope that you have of seeing this game again, or rather, the simulation mode of this game, is if this one awards me the Formula car. If that happens, I am willing to eventually do the Formula tournament. If that doesn't happen, you can say goodbye to the simulation mode of this game. Forever. Forever. Yeah, absolutely no reason to bother with it. Should I start talking shit about this game? Is it the right point of the stream to do that? Honestly, I don't know how else to talk shit about the game aside from what I already did. I mean, I already say that the simulation mode is the worst in the series, that it fucking sucks, and yada yada. Like I will just be repeating myself at this point. So, I don't think I have much more to add to that, you know? I think it's just the way it is. But yeah, I guess don't worry too much about it. What I can remind myself is the multiple options I have to play next stream. So Shadow the Hedgehog, Link's Awakening, Tetris Grandmaster 3. And I think that's it. Well, I could also do things like Blue Revolver. There are still shot types I want. Oh, and I mentioned Kirby too. Kirby, Mario Sunshine, yeah, but I don't think I'm gonna play those. don't think I feel like playing them yet. Actually, like doing kanji. I want to get back to it as soon as Kana only stuff is covered. Wait, but didn't you say that Kana was already covered? Or are you still like solidifying it? I thought that you say that you were done with Kana, right? Or did I misunderstand? Usually to Kana reading but not Kana words. But there are a lot of Kana words, you know? Hey, if you try to memorize every Kana word, that's a lot. Like, a lot of everyday words are Kana, and pretty much the entirety of foreign words are Kana as well. I don't know if that's a good approach, but because I don't think the fact that they are Kana matters. All the main ones? Sure, I guess, but what I have to say about that is that at that point, vocabulary should be something that should be separate from the writing. And that also is because a lot of words sometimes are written in kanji and some other times are not. And it depends on, you know, the person usually. I mean, the example that I'm about to give is a bad example because nobody uses the kanji form. But for example, the word kohi, which means coffee, that word usually is written in katakana, but it also has a designated kanji to it that nobody uses, so that's the reason why it's a bad example, because nobody cares about that kanji. But the thing is that there are a lot of other examples that are a little less dumb than that, where the usage of kanji is completely dependent either on the context or who's the speaker. The Yu-Gi-Oh games have furigana, the dating sim ones. I didn't know they have those. Yeah, I'm gonna try to think of a better example. I think Toshokan is a good example. Toshokan means library. That's something that is a compound kanji word. There are 3 kanjis in that word. But depending on the context, a lot of people just write it in hiragana. Just write Toshokan as it is. So I don't know if I will focus on vocabulary. Or rather, if you focus on vocabulary, it should be independent of how it's written. Mostly because here's the other thing. A lot of times the vocabulary, you're gonna absorb it through listening, not through reading. That's also another thing. When you listen to something, you are listening to the sound, you're not listening to the kanji, because that's not possible, you know? I personally wouldn't do that distinction between kana words and kanji words. You know, doing raw vocals to stuff like particles, yeah, that's more grammar, I guess. But kanji, the thing about kanji is that ironically it's something that you could learn at any time, in the sense that it's always a bad and a good idea to learn kanji. Like, for example, learning kanji as the very first thing you do, like assuming that you already learned the hiragana and katakana list, usually that's a bad idea, like going straight to learning every single of the 2000 kanji. That's a terrible idea, usually, but at the same time, you can say that it's a good idea in the sense that, well, you learn the kanji, so now you don't have to worry about that. Or you could say the opposite, that you should only learn kanjis as you need and not kanjis that you are not using. And that has the advantage that you don't waste time memorizing stuff that you might not see very often, but at the same time has the disadvantage that if you meet an unfamiliar kanji, you have to look it up. So the thing about kanji is that it's such a shit like mechanism that at any time it's a good or a bad idea to learn it. So basically, I think with kanji my recommendation is follow your heart. Follow what your heart tells you to do. You know? If your heart tells you to learn kanji as you read a text, like by looking it up when a new one shows up, or if your heart tells you to learn the kanji, well, yeah, follow kanji damage, yeah, that's another thing. Yeah, but that's also not a, you know, like that's not a straight answer either, because you could follow kanji damage by learning every single kanji in one go, or you could follow it progressively by learning it as you start reading more and more. So that's the thing, even if you have a source to learn kanji, what you might still not have is the time frame. Like, how will I learn it? Will I learn it all in one go, little by little? Like, will I separate by usage? Will I separate by the Japanese exam, the proficiency exam, I mean? Like, what do I do with that? But it's not just about source, but following also how you're gonna incorporate it, you know? The fucked up thing about kanji is that you're essentially learning Chinese. So yeah, well, you're learning Chinese, but without even knowing how to pronounce them in Chinese. That's the fucked up part. Because you know that the onyomi is supposed to be the Chinese pronunciation of the kanji, but most of the times it's not really the same as how you will pronounce it in Chinese. I mean, I don't think I can think of any example because I have no fucking clue how Chinese is read. I think a good example is probably the kanji for heaven, which is 10. I think in Chinese, like the onyomi is 10 supposedly. I think, maybe I'm wrong about that. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I think the onyomi about the kanji for heaven is 10. Maybe I'm wrong and it's the kunyomi, but in Chinese I'm pretty sure that symbol is pronounced something like Qian or something like that. And I don't know exactly the pronunciation, but I can guarantee you it's not 10. So that's the funny thing about onyomi. Onyomi is the Chinese pronunciation, except not really. You know? It's like you're learning Chinese wrong by learning kanji. Obviously because you're learning Japanese instead. It's just funny because you're essentially learning traditional Chinese symbols. It's not even in Chinese you use like the form of the kanji as the Japanese use them. In most places, Chinese has ditched the traditional form of their symbols and replaced it for simplified ones. So a lot of kanji in Japanese have a form that is no longer used in Chinese. It's still considered the traditional form, but the simplified one is different. So 10 is on Yomi. Well, yeah, in that case I can guarantee you that, well, I cannot guarantee you because I don't know Chinese, but I'm pretty sure in Chinese that's not pronounced 10. It's probably similar, like it's Tian or something like that. Like it's not like they pull that pronunciation out of their asses, but it's never the same, and that makes sense because the Chinese sounds are not the same as Japanese. Oh yeah, the kanji for noisy or something like that has the radical kanji for woman. Yeah, that's true. Don't remember exactly if it was noisy or something else, but that is true. That they use the woman radical for a word like that. That's true. Yeah, they have funny things like that. The good thing is that when you can get some logic from kanji, the fucked up thing is when you cannot. In Chinese it's Tian. Yeah, it's basically more or less what I say. Like, it's a similar pronunciation, but it's not exactly 10. It makes sense. Imoto was the kanji for not yet and woman. Really? I didn't remember that. Pretty funny. But shouldn't that be the kanji for daughter? I think it will make more sense, right? Like musume. What even is the kanji for musume? Or is it the same as woman? It might be the same one as woman, right? Or at least super similar. I don't know. Yeah, not yet. There are a lot of funny things like that in kanji. That pretty much come from Chinese, but yeah. Very funny indeed. But if I'm not mistaken, for example, the kanji for... I might be wrong about this. I think the kanji for otona, which is adult, I think uses the radical for strength or something like that. I don't remember. Mother-in-law was woman plus ancient. It's pretty funny when like the language itself talks shit, right? Like you're being shit told by your own language. It's like a music and tragic at the same time. It's a tragic comedy, of course. Yeah. It is the way it is. Not much you can do there. All I can tell you is that learning kanji suck. I don't wanna discourage you or anything like that. Learning kanji really sucks. Wicked is woman plus drive. When will you even use the word wicked? We'll say wicked cool. Wasn't that what Rin said? Like in that Project Diva game? That I'm looking wicked cool. Probably not the same word. Come on, do the corners properly. Actually, I'm pretty close to lapping the second and or first place. I mean third place. First place, I'm the first place by almost a whole lap. I don't think I will be able to lap them before the end of the race, unfortunately. I think that will be something that won't happen. Lapping myself, yeah, that will be something. But as you can see, that guy is 129, so he's one of the two guys that is on the minimap that is right there. So if any of these guys pit stops, I will overtake and lap them. Well, and if both of them pit stop, I lap both, obviously. That will be interesting. It will kind of be like a second victory, right? It's just lapping. Just lapping the whole track. I don't think it will happen. Not like it matters. So, if you want to see more of this game, start saying your prayers. Start praying for that Formula car. If you want this game to not be immediately ditched, you gotta start praying. I mean, even if I get the Formula car, I'm probably not gonna play it tomorrow, but eventually. But if I don't get the Formula car, yeah, you can say so long to this shit. 100 laps Nürburgring? Well, Nürburgring is not a track in this game. Nürburgring or Le Mans, none of those are in this game. Lighting a candle to the Nahida statue will be. Lighting a candle to my ass. This is gonna be a disaster. Unfortunately, it will be disappointing, and you know it will. Because you will see how this shit is essentially gonna be all this 100 laps for a reward that I'm not even gonna use, because if it's not the Formula car, I have zero use for anything else. Like, anything else is absolute trash in comparison to what I have. Because even the GT1 that will theoretically be the second best reward, since I have that Mazda Le Mans prototype, I have no use for that shit. So, yeah. I gotta start praying. So I don't know, dude. Maybe I could consider even doing it tomorrow, because now that I think about it, it's a 25% chance. It's very low. Very, very low. So, to celebrate, I guess maybe I should do it tomorrow. Maybe. But yeah, I don't know. No, actually, okay. No, let's do that pact. If I get the Formula car, I will play the Formula, or rather, I will start, because I'm not gonna finish it tomorrow. I will start the Formula Championship tomorrow. I promise. No, I'm not gonna use save state. Like, I don't give a shit if it's the smartest thing to do. I'm not saving state or something to cheat the game. The only way I will use a save state, or that I normally use save states, is to act as a replacement for save, or an actual save. Like something that will represent just leaving the console running. But save stating to change the behavior of the game, no. That is not acceptable. I mean, that's only acceptable if you are practicing, I guess. Well, for a lot of people, even that's not acceptable. I personally consider save states to be acceptable if your idea is to practice something. But if the idea is to change the outcome of something, no. I don't accept that. Maybe I will accept it when I'm older and I'm tired of everything. That's possible. But as of right now, the current me, Miata incoming, the Miata is not a possibility. I mean, it would be funny if it was, but you already checked that it cannot be the case. So as funny as it will be, it's an impossibility. I mean, that's the shitty thing about it, you know? Like, that will be at least funny. But here, all of the rewards are quote-unquote decent. Like, they are rewards that are theoretically good in case you were doing this super early into the game. But yeah, like, it's not funny. Like, if you get a shitty one, obviously it's a shitty option right now, but it's not a bad option, so it's not even funny if you get one of those. It's sad because it's not the formula, but like, you cannot even laugh at it. If it was a Miata, at least it will be funny. It will be like 100 laps for this piece of trash that you can buy for less than 20,000 credits. But I'm pretty sure that every other reward is exclusive, like you cannot even purchase it if you wanted it, so we cannot even have the joy of tragedy. Like when you roll for a 5-star in a gacha and you get like the shittiest 4-star or something like that, or a 3-star, I mean, depending on the game, depending on the rarity levels of the gacha. Like, that's at least funny, but here essentially is like everything that you're getting is a 5 stars. It's just that one of them is the 5 stars that you want. You know? So yeah. It is the way it is. But look, regardless of the outcome, what matters is that we tried, okay? That's the thing that matters the most. Like, nobody can say that I didn't at least try to get a formula. I tried. Just that the game didn't want to give it to me, assuming I don't get it. Yeah. I mean, any chance that is not 100% is too low. That's the problem. Like, if it was 80%, it would still be low for a 100-lap race. And you know, the worst part about this gacha garbage is that they brought it back for Gran Turismo Sport and Gran Turismo 7. For some reason, they thought it was a good idea to bring back what so far is the worst mechanic in the series. And they did. Because that piece of shit mechanic is not in any of the... Like, it's not in 4, 5, or 6, but it is in Sport and in 7 for whatever reason. I don't know what they were smoking. I think I mean, just like this game, there are some events that do that and some others that don't. So someone went to the pits. Wait. Does that mean that I fully lapped everyone? I think I do. Yeah, that was the last one. Final lap, by the way. I lapped the whole grid. Like, right now, everyone has been lapped. Everyone, at least once. I mean, these two morons that you're seeing here were lapped like 3 times by now, if not more. Damn. But that's the thing, the car that I picked here is still supposed to be, at least of the list of cars that I had, the most balanced one for this race. Like, the one that was the closest to my opponents. And even with this, you can very easily completely humiliate them. That's the thing that is a little bit messed up. Like, you can still do so easily. Like, you can so easily win this event. Imagine if I picked the Le Mans prototype. Probably would have lapped everyone for at least 4 laps or something like that. I do wonder what would have happened with the Lotus Sprint though. I just didn't like that option because it didn't drive very well compared to these cars that are supposed to be racing cars, of course. Well, we are done. So yeah, light your candles, everyone. The reward here will heavily determine if this game will be thrown to the trash where it belongs or not. Also, they were 3 laps. So I was right. Well, the 400,000, I'm gonna show them up my ass. It has no value. So, here comes. Let's see. Unlucky. But it is what it is. It's a random chance. It could happen, it could not happen, and it didn't happen. A game over indeed. Look. Just for this car's honor, I'm gonna change the oil and wash it. Just to honor the fact that it beat the endurance. Like, you deserve it. You did very well. Good shit. That being said, I'm absolutely done with this game. This game will go to the trash where it belongs. This simulation mode, I said it multiple times, but I'm gonna say it again. This is the worst simulation mode in the entirety of Gran Turismo, at least of the ones I play. I play the first 6, and this one is clearly the worst one. I already say the reasons multiple times, but yeah, basically repetitive, long, bad progression, bad rewards. Basically nothing about this simulation mode is good. It's a shame because the gameplay itself, I mean, it's Gran Turismo, it's nice to play. Like, it feels obviously nice to play, but that's about it. The actual simulation mode was done in the worst way possible. Maybe the arcade mode is good, and so far the arcade modes of Gran Turismo were good, but this simulation mode is trash. If you want to play this, play Gran Turismo 4. It's essentially the same game, but better in every single way. And I really mean in every single way. Like, if you're tempted to play this shit, play 4. Just play 4. Like, do yourself a favor and play 4. There is zero reason to play 3. Don't do it. Don't do that to yourself. There was in 2001 when it released. But in this year, 2025, there is zero reason to play this game over 4. It's just a waste of time. Anyways, that being said, I'm done with this game and I'm done with this stream. So thanks everyone a lot for watching, and I'll be seeing you tomorrow. Not sure with what game yet, but I do know that it won't be this one. So have a good one and take care.